artbeads.com. It is kind of cloudy and rainy here today this morning, so it's really nice finally getting maybe a little bit more of that fall weather coming in, but it is still hot. Today is like a break from the heat, but we're getting little inklings of fall, which is really nice. So I'm ready to do some beading today. We've got seed beads and new Czech glass cushion round beads, and these are great because they're kind of the same shape, at least circular, like they're coin shaped like the Rivolis. And something that I love to do around Rivoli stones is make a seed bead peyote bezel around them. So I'm going to show you how to do that today. We are bead weaving today, and we are making peyote stitch seed bead bezels around our new cushion beads. So very exciting stuff. I've got some beautiful new cushion beads in all kinds of different colors. I've got seed beads. I've got one of our fire polish blends because I like to add a little extra to the bezels, and I'll show you how to do all of that today. So it's going to be really fun. If you are watching on Facebook or YouTube, thank you so much. But if you want to talk with us live and shop live, head over to artbeads.com/live. I'll be able to see your comments come through. Eric from the Art Beads team is here. He says, time to get your peyote on. Carolyn, good morning. Julie from North Carolina, hey y'all. Nicole O says, Eric. Tanya is here. Hello, good to see you. Michelle from the Art Beads team is here answering everyone's questions. Good morning, Michelle. Ruby is here. Kat, good morning. Sue from Wisconsin, hello. Denise H, happy Thursday. Nicole, hello. Thank you guys so much. Ruth Alice is here. Hey, Lisa in Pennsylvania, hello. Thank you guys so much for saying hi and leaving your comments and sending the little hearts. It's always really nice to see. Thaisa is here. Hello. Let's see, who else? Brian, hello. Oh my gosh. Nicole is saying Michelle. Carol from South Jersey. Amy from Illinois. Mary from KC. Hello. So thank you guys so much for leaving comments and saying hi. We're going to have a fun time. We're doing some seed bead peyote bezels, so it is going to be just great. And I have got more exciting news for you. It is also our Labor Day sale. Big Labor Day sale just started. I can't believe it's already Labor Day. It feels like it's too early, but it is. It's here, and we have got a big sale to celebrate. So up to 70% off store-wide, plus double points. If you're an Art Beads Rewards members, you will earn double points during this sale, and double points can be used almost like cash when you're shopping at artbeads.com. So very exciting. If you are not already signed up as a member on our website, sign up. It's free to do. You'll earn points just for signing up. I know it is hard to believe, Carol. Summer really did fly by. Nancy from Michigan, hello. Good to see you. Thank you guys for saying hello. BJ, hello. Love you guys so much. You guys are always so welcoming to everyone. Holly, howdy. Howdy. So our big Labor Day sale is happening now, and our deal of the week this week actually involves the cushion beads. So if you buy 4 strands of the Czech glass cushion beads, you'll get the 5th strand free. So pick out your favorite colors, add them to your cart. Once you have 4, once you pick the 5th strand, that will be like $0. You'll get it for free. So very exciting. I know, very hard to believe that summer is almost over. We've still got at least a month of summer, so that's good. Hi, Deanna. Good to see you. And yeah, so if you're joining us here over at artbeads.com/live, not only can you comment with everybody in the comments and interact live, you'll also be able to shop live. So you'll see the items that I'm talking about appear on the screen. You can hit or click those, add them to your cart, check out, do all of that. I won't go anywhere. And then there should be a little shopping bag on your screen as well. You can hit or click that, see everything that I'm going to be talking about today, and add those to your cart, check out, do all of it. I won't go anywhere. So it's a really nice way to shop while you watch. Yay, Amy. I won last week on the project Julie did. Congrats, Amy. Wonderful. Nicole, I live in South Florida. It's always summer. That's kind of wonderful. South Florida is beautiful. Yeah, so let's flip the camera and I'll show you what we're going to be making here today with our peyote bezels. All right, so just we're going to go for a little ride. There we go. Okay, so this is what we are making today. This is the peyote stitch bezel around the Czech glass cushion round. So these are new beads, and you can see that peyote stitch bezel encases the bead really nicely. So what this does is you can do a lot of fun stuff with this. You can attach this to more peyote stitch bezels, create like a nice collar. You could do these fire polished beads. I add the fire polished beads as a little embellishment. You could do that all the way around, make this a nice pendant. I like to stitch an ear wire right at the top of these and turn these into earrings. They're fun little earrings. Link a bunch together and do like a bracelet type deal. So that would be actually really beautiful if you did this a bunch and then alternated like which way the fire polished beads were going. That would be really fun and fabulous. So I'm going to show you how to do that with our new cushion round beads. Oh, thank you, Lisa. Oh, Julie, good morning. You look great. I'm sure you do behind your screen. Thank you. Yeah, my hair is very voluminous today. I need some beads. Well, we have got the beads for you. S Barb girl, good morning. So I wanted to show you some of the colors that we have of these beautiful Czech glass rounds. So that is that suede gold hyacinth color. Isn't that gorgeous? Perfect for fall. Perfect for maybe a new album from a pop star that's highly anticipated. Just a lovely color. And if you're watching at artbeads.com/live, it is on the screen now. And these beads are available by the strand, which is really nice. I also have this gorgeous polychrome. It's like a teal color. Like, look at that. Look at the shimmer and shine on that. That is absolutely beautiful. It's just, oh my gosh, such a gorgeous color, especially up close. The sheen on that is really magical. I love that color. And there's a lot of other colors to choose from as well. I've got a few more strands here to show you. This is the suede gold milky pink, which is very sweet and delicate. And again, if you buy 4 of these strands, you'll get the 5th one free. So it's a good time to be getting these lovely cushion beads. And I know Deb showed them in a live over the weekend. Julie has worked with them. So you have lots of inspiration to get you started with these. And I know that these are very popular. It's a very popular shape with you guys anyway. So just really nice beads to have on hand in all of the colors, especially when you pair them with your seed beads to create little like bezels like we're doing today. It's just so much fun. You can really go crazy by switching up the color combinations. This is polychrome orchid aqua, and this is, wow, this is magical. So you've got that purple, but then the sheen just adds another element to it. It's really, really beautiful. Gorgeous. Love that. So pretty. Let's get them like all lined up here. Why not? That one is the one we just showed, that milky pink. And then I have another one. This is a Color Trends satin metallic color, and it's kind of a softer turquoise color, but that satin metallic sheen, again, it just makes the bead look soft, magical, enchanting. That one has a nice sheen to it as well. It's almost like a pearlescent sheen, but not quite. It's just very unique and eye-catching. So that's really beautiful too. We've got another metallic suede one here. I love these finishes so much. This is olive mauve. How incredible is that? Really nice. Oh, the pink and purple are pretty together. Actually, these colors all together are really, really nice. Beautiful. Gorgeous. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I am loving these and all the colors they come in. There's just a really nice selection of them. So that's a beautiful color. Yes, thank you, S Barb Girl. Everyone, send this to yourself for later. Yes, so if you hit the share button, you can send it to yourself, like your own Facebook page. You can email it to yourself so you can save for later, because you're going to want to come back and drool over these cushion round beads again. What color is this? This is the Color Trends satin metallic. This is another satin metallic color, and this is just that deeper like teal turquoise color. Yeah, they really are gorgeous beads. They are So, so beautiful. And again, that satin metallic finish just, oh wow, it ups the wow factor, I think. Then we've got this color, which is another satin metallic, but it's a nice kind of like purpley mauve. Oh, so pretty. I love it too, Carol. It's just, wow, that is beautiful. Kind of all of these colors look really nice together. Like, ooh. I'm sensing a theme. I like all of these colors together. And then this is like a nice coppery satin metallic or terracotta almost. Really beautiful. Trying to figure out how to make a turtle out of one of those. See, I think this is where the peyote bezel, whoops, got too excited. I think this is where the peyote bezel that we're showing today could come in handy, because this is almost turtle-esque, and then you could add like, just use one of these little fire polished beads as the head, and then you could use smaller beads as the legs. Maybe we make a turtle today. I would not be opposed to making a turtle because it'll show you the technique. So let's use this. This is the most turtley color we have. I love this one. This one is the olive mauve color. So let's cut that strand and let's do a little peyote bezel so that we could possibly turn into a turtle. I love that idea. What is the promotion with the coin beads? So the coin beads are our deal of the week. If you buy 4 of these strands, which I've got more than 4 that are just absolutely beautiful here. If you buy 4 of these strands, you will get the 5th one free. So buy 4, get 1 free. So what you'll do is you'll pick out your favorites. Once you have 4 in your cart and you add the 5th strand, that 5th strand will be free. You'll get $0 on one of your strands. So very exciting. And these are just so beautiful. They're a good price too. So I say stock up, and you'll get double rewards points too when you order. Really beautiful. Okay, so we are working with these olive mauve beads. We're going to make a cute little peyote bezel turtle. I love that. So one thing I did want to point out is we have this wonderful little PDF diagram about how to make a Rivoli bezel. And this little chart, this little technique is going to work for making peyote bezels around these cushion rounds as well. And the cushion rounds are 14 millimeter. I love that this chart gives you the number of seed beads that you have to start with for each size. So since we're doing a 14 millimeter, we're going to need 36 delicas or any cylinder seed bead to start. So that's what we're going to do. And that is available on our website. You'll find it there. And I believe Michelle has the link. Okay, so we are actually using 11O Toho Aiko seed beads and Toho Treasure seed beads. And I have a few different colors in the cart for you. Any 11O cylinder seed bead is going to work. I've also got 1G thread. I love working with 1G, and it comes in a wide variety of colors, which is nice. And then not only are you going to need 11O seed beads, you're going to need some 15O seed beads. We start the peyote stitch with the 11O, and then we use 15Os to cinch that bezel up around the seed beads. So those smaller seed beads are what make that bezel cinch up and work around the beads. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. All right, and then we've also got beading needles, which I am using a tulip beading needle as well. So that is also in the cart if you're watching at artbeads.com/live. And you can hit the shopping bag that you see on your screen if you're watching here at artbeads.com/live and see everything that I'm talking about, including all of those beautiful colors. I've also got this lovely fire polish blend, 4 millimeter fire polish beads or bundle, because they come in individual strands. I just cut them all and mixed them because I love doing that. This is what I'm using for that fun little fringe on the edge of our bezel. Okay, so what we're going to do is to start the bezel for a 14 millimeter, you need 36 11O beads. So I'm actually going to use this darker color here since we're going for the turtle look. I think that'll work a little bit better for this turtle design that we're going to do. So I got to pick up 36 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Looking good. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We're going to learn our numbers today. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. When you thread the needle, okay, 23, remember that number, 23. When you thread the needle, do we double it or is it always a single strand? I do not double it. I just put the needle on and just give a little tail so it doesn't slip off. Okay, 23. 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. There we go. So that's the amount we have. Oh, S Barb Girl, the hyacinth coin beads become a pumpkin when you bead a stem. Yes, these would make perfect little pumpkins. Even on like a little head pin, you could do like a little leaf bead, a little stem, make a wrapped loop at the top, little pumpkin charms. That's such a good idea. We'll have to do that in future. I'm going to double count this just to be sure. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36. There we go. All right, so we've got our 36 starting beads on there. I'm going to bring this down so we have just a bit of a tail, like about 6 inches of tail thread, maybe a little bit more than that. Okay. And then I'm going to bring my thread back around through all of these beads to create a little loop make a little ring out of these seed beads. So I'm coming back through the first seed beads I've added, and then I'm going to go through all of them. And we're getting hooked on some things here, but that's okay. There we go. Is the chart a download? Yes, it's a PDF that you can find on our website. I believe Michelle has the link for us. There we go. So we've made a little ring. I'm just going to come back this way so we've gone through all of the beads. Not completely necessary, but I like to do it. There we go. Then you've always got you'll know that the tail thread is your starting point. So that's nice too. Go back through. Okay. All right. Now we're going to start the peyote stitch, and this is really easy to do in a ring. So you're going to pick up a bead, and you can see my thread is coming out of this bead. We're going to skip over the next bead in the ring and go through the next bead over. There we go. So you can see I've got 2 and 1. We're going to pick up another bead, skip over the next bead, and go through the second bead over. And you just do that all the way around. So we're going to pick up a bead, skip over that next bead, and go through the second bead over. So you're going to create this pattern of 2 beads, 1 bead, 2 beads, 1 bead, 2 beads, 1 bead. And so I'm picking up a bead, skipping over the next bead, going through that second bead over. There we go. And we'll do that again. Go through the next bead over. Go through the next bead over after picking up a bead. There we go. Go through the next bead, skipping over the first bead. There we go. So you'll just do that all the way around. So this is a pretty easy start. So that first ring of seed beads that we added, those kind of become the first 2 rows. And right now we're adding that 3rd row to really form up the shape. Skip over a bead, go through the next bead. skip over a bead, go through the next bead. So you can see our little peyote stitch ring starting to take shape. Skip over a bead, go through the next bead. And then skip over a bead, go through the next. Yeah, I say go for this stitch. The bezel is a pretty easy way to get into it. And it's fun, and you get to make something that looks really like intricate, but doesn't take too terribly long to make. It's pretty easy, and it's just like going around in a ring a bunch, so I think you should do it. Go for it. There we go. All right, so you can see we're coming back to that beginning. So what we're going to do here is exactly the same. You're going to add a bead, skip over that next bead, go through the second bead over. But now we've completed the row, we need to do what is called a step up, which is simply bring your thread through that top bead at the beginning of the row. So now we're ready to add another row of beads. Now, this is where the bezel starts to cinch. So we're going to start to add those 15-0 beads. And I'm going to do this like silver lined white color. I think that's going to work nicely for our shell. So you do it the same way where you add it between these two beads. So you're picking up a bead and you're skipping over the next bead, and it's easier to tell which bead you should skip over because it's the row with just one bead. So we're going to do that all the way around. And because this bead is smaller, when you pull tight on it, it cinches up the ring, creating like a cupped effect. So that's what makes the bezel. So you're going to do this 3 times around for this side, and then we'll be able to fit the cushion bead in and weave our thread to the other end of the bezel and then complete the bezel on the other side of the bead. So you'll see how we do that very quickly. So we're just going to go around a few times. And to create like this star look, I'll show you how to do that as well, because that's a little bit of a riff on the technique that I think helps cinch it even more and just makes a nice look. So I'll show you how to do that. So you can see as I'm pulling, it's starting to get cupped, which is exactly what we want. All right, and then we're going to keep doing that all the way around. Yeah, those green coins would be great clustered as grapes for a brooch. That would be beautiful. Oh, someone's hammering outside. They might be there's been a lot of like road work in my neighborhood lately. Like all over. One time, like the main road that you use to get to my house was completely closed. I had to figure out a new way home. It was very disorienting because like all the side roads lead to that main road. So I was like, okay, I'll take this side road and figure my way back. It would always lead to the closed road, but I eventually made it home. But yeah, I'm ready for the road work to be done. And it's always in summer, which I feel like summer is like when people are traveling more. So I don't know. It's weird. All right, we're almost done with this row. Yeah, they're totally coin shaped. I would call them coins as well. But they are like, they're not completely fat. They're a little puffed. So I think that's what gives them the cushion descriptor. Cushion coins. There we go. There we go. We are zipping through. So you can see it's starting to get there. So this is our last one for this row. So we're going through it. We're skipping over that staggered bead, going through the next bead over, and these beads line up really nicely that it's super easy to step up in that first bead you added to this row. So we are ready to add another row of 15-0 beads. If I can pick one up. There we go. Okay, so now we're coming out of the 15-0 bead in the last row. We're going to skip over that copper bead in the previous row and go through the 15-0 bead, the next 15-0 bead over. And this is really starting to get that bezel in shape. So we're going to do that again, skipping over the copper bead and going through the white bead. And we're just going to do that over and over. And this is making a really nice bezel shape here. I also like this technique because I feel like I know a lot of people are intimidated to work with 15-0 beads because they're so tiny, but this technique I feel like really like warms you up to 15-0 beads because you start with the 11-0 beads. So you start with the 11-0 beads, you get a feel for those, and then you slowly add in the 15s, and it ends up working really nicely. I love the metallic cinnamon color. Yeah, this is one of my favorites as well. Perfect for fall too. Just a really nice shine to that. There we go. This bezel's looking great. So I think after we add this third row, we can start to fit our cushion bead into the bezel and work on the back side of the bezel to really close it up. There we go. There we go. Add another. It is looking really pretty. I love making peyote bezels, especially when you have pretty beads like these cushion rounds. Again, this is a technique that's traditionally used with rivolis, like our prestige crystal rivolis. There's a lot of different ways you can do this. I've done this around rectangular hand-painted beads. You can take it a lot of different directions. And again, once you learn the basics for the technique, you can kind of play around with it, which is, I will show you what I mean with that soon. All right, and then we're coming back to the beginning of the row. There we go. There we go. Come on. Got it. All right, let's pick up another bead. There we go. Thank you, Brian, for adding a link for our metallic cinnamon color lovers. It is a beautiful color. Oops, I picked up the tail thread here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get that out of the way. And then add that. And then we're on the last bead of this row. So I'm going to go through the first bead of the previous row. And then I'm going to step up all at once. So you can see I'm going through that next bead over and then stepping up all in one move. So I'm ready to add the next row. So typically I like to add at least 3 rows of the 15 O's on each side of the bezel. So we're going to add one more row of 15 O's here. One more row, 15 O. We could create a chant. So funny. Okay, this is looking really good. Oh, I love it. And I did use different colors so you could see, oops, I skipped some beads I didn't want to skip. I skipped over a few rows there. That's not what I wanted to do. Let's start over here. You could bezel a cushion coin into an Easter egg. Wait, that would be so cute. Yeah, these beads I feel are very like Easter coded. We've got some really nice like pastel colors that would be great for Easter. And they look like candy almost, like they're delicious looking. All right, so skip over the last bead in the previous row and go through that next bead over. And again, because the rows are staggered, that really helps you to see like where you need to be going. There we go. Next one. And then this will be our last row on this side, and we get to fit the cushion bead into the bezel. And it's going to all start coming together. And don't forget, guys, we have got our Labor Day sale going on right now. It just started today, so up to 70% off store-wide. Some really great deals. And you'll get double rewards points if you are an Art Beads Rewards member, which you can sign up for that for free. Start earning rewards today. You get I think you get 500 points just signing up. And you can treat those points like cash. They go towards your orders. So really worthwhile if you're a frequent Art Beads shopper to look into that, and you'll earn double points during this Labor Day sale. And the cushion rounds are also our deal of the week. So buy 4 strands of cushion rounds and you'll get the 5th free. So add 4 strands to your cart. Once you add that 5th, one of those strands will be discounted 100%. It will be free. So very, very exciting time to be shopping. And if you're not already over here at artbeads.com/live watching, head on over, because you'll be able to comment live. I'll be able to see your comments, and you can shop really easily while you watch. So all the items that I'm talking about here today, they'll appear on your screen. You can click or hit those, add them to your cart, check out, do all of that. And I won't go anywhere as you do that. All right, we're getting to the beginning of the row again. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip over that bead, go through the next bead, and then step up. But we don't have to step up necessarily here because I'm done beading on this side. So we've got the bezel nice and started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fit my coin bead in there. And this will be a little squirrely when you start. Just trust the process. But you can see it fits in nicely here. And it's going to look so pretty. Oh my gosh, I'm loving it. So now what we're going to do, now that we've got the coin bead in place, and it will wiggle around because we don't have the back started yet, but we're going to get the back started. So let's do that. So what we're going to do is our thread is coming out here. We're going to adjust the thread, follow the bead path until we're coming out of one of the beads at the other side of the bezel. So I'm going to start right where our tail thread is. There we go. And now we're in place to start bezeling the back. There we go. So I'm going to start adding 15-0 beads to this side with our cushion bead in place. And again, with this first row, it's going to be a little squirrely. You're going to adjust your bead a bit, but trust the process. So let's get started. So I've added my first 15-0. And then we're just going to do that all the way around. And it's going to cup like it did on the first side, but now we have a bead in place. So it's going to start to form around our little cushion bead that we have. And you'll have to adjust as you go, but don't worry. The beads are pretty flexible still at this point. There we go. Bring it on through. And on this side for the third row, I like to, instead of going all the way around like we did on the last side for the third row, I skip over some of the spaces to create that star look. And I will show you how to do that. So we're adding those beads. Is there a back or front, or are they the same? So you can make them the same. I like to do the little star pattern just because I think it adds a little visual interest, but you could totally make them look the back. Like this is what it looks like when you just do all 3 rows of 15 O's the same. But on this side, what I did was I skipped over some of the spaces on the row to create the star look. So I'll show you how to do that, but you could make it where it looks the same on both the front and the back. if you just do the rows normally. And you could keep going. Like if you just wanted a little bit of that cushion bead to show, you could add another row. You could add a 5th row. Totally up to what you want. Oh, these make excellent rings. I forgot to mention that. So once you've like made your bezel and set your cushion bead in place, you could create a peyote stitch band to create a ring, which would be really beautiful. I love peyote stitch rings with stones or beads in a peyote bezel. It's such a like magical, beautiful look. We go. There we go. This is looking turtly. I think it's going to be really cute. All right, so this is getting in place nicely, and I'm kind of just holding everything together. The Sweet Blush is out of stock. Is there any other similar option? Yeah, that one was lower stock, so that's why I added a couple different, I have 2 seed beads on my thread there. We only want 1. That's why I added a couple different options for the 15 O's, and right now I'm using that white color. I'm not sure if there's another like similar copper color. If Michelle or Brian could add one, that would be great. I love this concept. You could also use this on gemstone cabochons. Totally, for sure. That would be really, really beautiful, I think. Yeah, I've done this with these cushion beads. I've done it with Prestige Crystal Rivolis. I've done it like with rectangle shape. Did I pick up 2 again? Oh my goodness. 2 beads just want to be in that spot. Wow. All right. Take that off. They're jumping. They're jumping on the thread. They're making me work. Make sure I know how to put that needle on nicely. There we go. Another one. And now we've got this first row almost in place, it's starting to like keep the bead in place nicer, and once we get those 3 rows all in place, it's going to be perfecto. So I'm adding that last bead into the row, and I'm stepping up into that first bead in the row we just added. All in one step, we're going to add another normal row of 15 O's. There we go. And again, we do have that PDF diagram to help you guys out that I showed earlier, that helps you, like if you're doing this around different round sizes, like a Rivoli or a cushion bead, how many beads you need to start and what you need to add. So it's a really nice diagram to have. And we do have that linked on our website for you guys to use. Oh my gosh. I put on a hoodie today because it's cooler, but now that I've got my like live setup lights on, I'm like, wow, it's hot. Beading, hard work. All that weaving, man. So yeah, not fall quite yet, but I'm wanting it. All right, let's do this. This is looking so good. So you can see those smaller sizes, it really just starts to, as you pull, it starts to just nicely form around the shape of the bead. Oh my gosh, Julie, I do think that it's great that Taylor Swift is getting married. That day it was crazy. I'm like trying to focus on work and people are texting me nonstop about her getting married. Oh my gosh. And it was so exciting because the day she announced her engagement was actually my wedding anniversary. So it was just like the perfect wedding anniversary gift was to hear that news. So yes, I'm very excited and happy for her. The pictures were beautiful. I think her ring is beautiful. So yay, congrats. Congrats to my close personal friend, Taylor Swift. She is really good at like making her fans feel like a part of her story. She's so relatable. So yay. Thank you guys. Yeah, it was a really fun day. So what's funny is like we were going to go out for dinner and I already had picked out this dress to wear, and it was kind of like a Taylor inspired dress. It looks like a dress she's worn before. And then she announced that and I was like, well, now I have to wear this dress today because it's just perfect. All right, one more. Oh gosh, yeah, she posted it on her Instagram. And what's funny is like my husband even got notifications for it because like his fantasy football apps and like all of that like notified him that they were engaged. So yeah, you can see it on her social media. Who knows when they're actually planning on getting married? I don't know if we'll get that much information ahead of time, but yeah, very exciting. Someone was like, she should hide a wedding invite in her vinyls for her new album, and that would like totally increase sales, like Willy Wonka style. All right, so we've got 2 rows ready, and so what I'm gonna do for this last row is a little bit different to make that star look that we have here on this side. So what I'm gonna do is I'm adding a bead to my next row as normal, and we're gonna go through that next bead over. Now, instead of adding a bead to this space, I'm just going to go right through. So what you're doing is you're skipping over every other space. You're doing an empty stitch every other space to make that star look. So I'm adding a bead to this one, and you can do this all in one step too, and just skip over the next one straight away. There we go. Oh, my tummy's rumbling. I didn't eat breakfast this morning, so I'm a little hungry. Adding a bead, skipping over that, making an empty stitch here. I'm doing it all in one fell swoop. Adding a bead, going through the next bead, skipping the next stitch, making an empty stitch there. And that kind of creates that star look that I really like. Skipping, and I think it cinches it up a little bit more too because you're skipping that one stitch, so it cinches it up even more, which is nice. So that helps the shape of your bezel too, and I just like the look of it. There we go. So adding a bead, going through the next bead over, and then immediately going through that next space over as an empty stitch. And it makes this row go by really fast. There we go. And we're done with this row, I believe. There, so you've got this wonderful star pattern, which I love. I think that looks really nice. Doesn't that look cool? And it just adds a little bit of difference on the back, and you can kind of adjust this too. I would maybe add another row to this back here just to make sure that it's nice and secure, and you would do that just the way you've been doing. But let me show you how to add some fringe like this. So let's make a little turtle shape out of this, because this does kind of look like a turtle shell, I think. So cute. Oh, Julie, your grandkids called you to wish you happy birthday. Happy birthday, Julie. That's very exciting. How sweet of them. All right, so I am going to move this thread so it's coming out of one of those center beads on the copper edge of my bezel. And I like to do it on one that's just one row here. So this is where you could add your turtle fringe. So I'm going to add this. I think that's a good turtle head color. And then we'll give him just like a little tongue. He's reaching for greens because you do need that little stop bead at the top in order to get this to work. And I think if you really wanted to make this a turtle, you could go for a little bit bigger of a fire polished bead. These are 4mm. I think a 6mm would make a good turtle head. So we're going to skip over that seed bead that we added, come back down through the fire polish, And I like to go through the next single bead over in the edge of the bezel. There you go. And then what I would do from here, we could give him little legs, which again could be fire polished beads, or like they could be seed beads too. Let's see what seed beads look like since we're working with the small fire polished bead for his head. So I'm going to work my thread following the bead path over. I think maybe that's like a good spot for a foot. And you could even do like, let me see what I'm thinking. Like, how do they make the little geckos? That would be 4 beads, gecko feet, like, you know, the beaded lizards that you made at summer camp, where you do 3 seed beads and then come back down the next seed bead. I think this is going to be really cute. We're just playing here. Like that. Yeah, that could be his little froggy, no, not frog, turtle feet. Ah! That's really cute. So that could be his little turtle feet. I think this would probably look better with 8 seed beads, so you get a little more visibility. But that's cute. And then you could do one here. Maybe give him a little seed bead tail. Let's do that. Let's move this over. Oh, that's a good idea. Have you ever tried going through the hole in a bead as a way to anchor the bezel and make it more uniform when doing more than one? That's a really good idea because these are beads and have stringing holes. You could weave through the hole of the bead to keep the bezel in place. I love that. If you're worried about security or movement, that's a good way to anchor it. Great idea, Linda. He must have a great tail. Come on now. Okay, we'll give him a really great tail. Promise. All right, that looks like a good spot to give him another foot, and then we'll do the tail right about there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is fun. Our little peyote bezel turtle. Oh, this is the frog all over again. Remember the little frog that we made a couple, like that was a while ago, but we did that a while ago and named the frog Louie. What's going to be the turtle's name? Okay, this is really cute. This is so cute. I love it. Okay, so let's do that. And then he needs a tail. So let's see where we want the tail to be. We want it centered. So I think we'll move it there. I love turtles. Yes, me too. Turtles are so cool. All right, we'll give him a little tail. What do you guys think? Just like, no, maybe just like 2 beads. I think 2 beads is going to fit my vision. My turtle vision. There we go. I love what we get up to during these lives. I never would have thought to make a little beaded turtle if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you. You get me. You guys know what I like. Little critters. Okay, that's cute. All right, so let's make his feet on the other side. Oh my gosh, this could be Labubu's pet turtle. Let's see. Where did we have that one? So maybe like here is where we want the next foot. Make sure it doesn't. There we go. All right, so we pick up 4 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. Artie the turtle. Oh my god. Yes, that movie. Turtle. I know exactly what you're talking about. All right, and then we're going to bring that through. And we'll go through an adjoining bead here. Timmy the turtle. That would be cute. What was that turtle cartoon's name? Franklin the turtle. He was cute. I like Timmy. I like Artie. Maybe his name can be Timothy Arthur Turtle. So we can have both names. And then we can call him whatever we want. Oh, Oliver. That would be cute. All right. I think like right there is where we're at on the other side. There we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. If I can pick them up. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Okay, this is really, really cute. I love this. So cute. All right. There we go. So clearly you can do anything your heart desires. Look, oh my gosh, he looks like he's ready to go swimming. So cute. So that's our little seed bead peyote bezel turtle. And then from here, you just have to finish off the threads by weaving through, looping back around a bunch of times as you would for something like brick stitch or flat peyote stitch. So we're just going to follow this thread path and loop around a few times to really secure the thread in place. So that's what I'm doing right now, is just weaving the thread in and around a bunch of times. There we go. There we go. Artie was for art beads. Okay, yes, Artie the turtle. I feel like that has to be the winner, right? So cute. So that's in place. And then we can do the same with the and if I had like green seed bead, you could really go to town with this bezel and make like a complete like tortoise shell pattern with just like a little bit of this bead peeking through. Like there's a lot you could do. So that's a good idea. This is so cute. I love that we made a little beaded turtle. You're welcome, Sue. I'm so glad you suggested it. That is not something I would have thought, but it was kind of the perfect suggestion for what we were doing today. So it was meant to be. We were meant to make little turtles today. I'm gonna weave back. Sorry, I wasn't on camera, but I'm just doing what I did for the first thread that I finished, is just weaving back through. And this one is pretty well in place, I think. Yeah, so just loop back around as many times as feels right. This one's quite sturdy already, so that one we're ready to, oops, lost my needle. At least it was at the end of the show. And then cut that, and then you've got a cute little turtle. Oh my goodness, so sweet. How cute is that? This would be a cute little charm to add with your frog charms. Those little like gnome or troll beads that were included in one of the Czech glass blends that we launched a while back, that would be cute with this turtle. So cute. Oh yay, Julie's doing beaded spiders. I did that a while back and I love the little spiders. It's fun making little critters with beads. So cute. So it sounds like maybe we're naming this guy Artie the Art Beads turtle. So cute. Yeah, he did turn out cute. I like his little legs. He's ready to swim. He's got a big shell and he's happy. So cute. So you really can like just get so super creative with this technique, as you can see. Yeah, I made a little turtle with the peyote bezel. You could do more traditional where you make cute little fringe on the end, turn it into earrings, but the turtle is very adorable. So lots of options when you're creating peyote bezels around something like the cushion bead. And again, we do have that diagram available for you. So cute. Would you just put a loop of 15-0 if you wanted to add a chain? You could do a loop of 15-0 seed beads here, and that would make it easy to attach to different things. That's a good idea, Sarah. Yeah, so super cute. Yay, I'm so glad you guys liked it. All right, let me return to my face. Whew, I'm hot. All these lights. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. That was a really fun show. I love that we got to make cute little seed bead turtles. Look how sweet. Okay, but this color too, like this is beautiful. This would be a cute little earring. You could make him just a cute little pendant for your turtle loving hearts. So sweet. And then again, these would be fabulous earrings. Perfect for fall. So lots of options when you are making seed bead bezels like these. So I hope that was helpful. I hope that was inspiring. Again, we've got our Labor Day sale going on, up to 70% off, plus you'll earn double points if you're an Art Beads Rewards member. And we've got those beautiful cushion beads that I was working with today. A zipper pull or a keychain would be so cute. Great idea. And we've got those cushion round beads. Those are buy 4, get 1 free. So you'll buy 4, you'll get the 5th free when you add 5 to your cart. So very exciting. So thank you guys so much for joining me. This was such a fun show. Stick around, maybe bookmark the artbeads.com/live page because there's always something happening here and you can catch up on videos too. Sarah Lovecraft is going to be going live tomorrow, so that's very exciting. And yeah, keep your eyes on the page because we've always got something new coming up. Thank you guys so much. You can seed bead around moons. I've done it before, Janice. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. This was such a fun show. I hope you have a wonderful day. Wonderful Labor Day weekend. Can't believe that it's already that time. And I will see you next time. Bye.